Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. I'm back from a local flea market, and those of you that watch my YouTube shorts know exactly what's in this bag because I did a short on it. This is actually a bag that used to carry a collapsible chair, and it became a hands-free tote for fishing tackle and rods. And I thought that was such a great idea that I did a little short to say this is the best idea ever for repurposing or recycling something that normally would have gone in the trash. So we have a hands-free bag carrier here, courtesy of a failed collapsible chair. And at the local flea market that I was at, I was able to purchase some rods, some reels, and some tackle. And we're going to preview for you those that I'm going to do some videos on. So the first one was this this set of rods in a best ever repurposed case. And I got 3 combinations for the Zebco 404s on the Zebco poles. Of course, they're all made in China these days. And I don't normally work on spin casts, but maybe we'll go ahead and do one of these. We'll see what I can do, or if I find a couple of individuals that are worthy of these ahead of schedule, then maybe they just may go out and go fishing right away. Well, at that same market, I was fortunate enough to run into a fellow who was selling a lot of upper-end reels. He had a box there in the back, and I started asking him about it. And he said, well, these are parts reels that I was going to kind of get around to doing someday, and I just don't have the energy to do it right now. And if you like, you can have these. And we decided we would work on it. It was 8 reels, kind of a good price. Not kind of a good price, it was a good price. And we decided that we would transfer the responsibility for giving these a second chance from him to me, and that I would do my best to get these back out there fishing again. So let me show you what I got, and we'll do a little bit of a preview in terms of which ones I may go work on. So before I get started, I want to thank our first responders, uniform personnel, and everybody in the jobs that are necessary to keep us safe during the pandemic. That's all of our uniformed services, first aid, fire, rescue, and police. That's everybody that's essential, transportation workers, teachers, delivery workers, and the like. Thank you for all it is that you're doing. Well, we got started. He actually had more than what I bought, but these are the ones that I had an interest in. So let's start. We had a Penn 155 Beachmaster, been around forever. This one works. It just has got cosmetically, it's a little bit of an issue. These do not take a lot to rebuild. Fresh drag washers, if they're spinning right. Fresh drag washers, make sure that the reel is spinning properly, that you have an anti-reverse, and you can get this one back fishing for a relatively cheap price to be paid. These have the plastic spools. We'll show an example of a problem with these later, but as long as the spool is solid and the cosmetics are okay, you can certainly find a way to find somebody to take this one fishing. Next up is the Ocean City. It's the 112. I get calls on this all the time. This reel is in very good condition. This has the frozen handle knob. Very hard to ever free these up. These are molded plastic. It's a 2-half thing that gets molded. When you get it like this, I have yet to find a way. I've tried putting oil in through the oil spot for the shaft. I've tried spraying on the back, but I think what happens with these is that these swell around that shaft, and there's no way once they swell to get them back the other way. This one's also missing the bearing, side plate bearing adjuster cap, which renders this one pretty much unusable in the current form between the knob that doesn't turn. And it also, for a collectability standpoint, it has some nicks on the rim of the side plate here. So if anybody's looking to collect one of these, they would certainly pass on it. So right now, this one is an inexpensive parts reel. However, if I can find the bearing cap, maybe a replacement handle, I'll try that same thing, put some oil in the port, put some around here, see if it loosens it up. But my experience with these is that I'm going to be out of luck with that one. Here's number 2 on the Penn 155 Beachmasters. Missing a little hold down screw. I mean, over time, if reels could talk, they would tell you whatever happened to that screw. But the rest of it, again, these reels can just keep on going and going and going. That noise is telling you it hasn't been oiled in quite some time. The accumulated dust, dirt, the chrome wear says that this one, it's been a while, and we don't have a free spool. So I have done videos on what causes that. There's a pinion gear that rusts onto the shaft of this spool. Sometimes it's just dried grease that locks it in place. Other times it's rust. That's unfortunate, but there is a way to fix that, and I've done the videos on that. Go ahead and search my library for those. I think it's under the Jigmaster. What you need to do is you need to pull the screws out of the side, remove the lever, push everything through, and then work to free it off of there. So what happens when it freezes onto this spool here, then the lever that's going to pull it off of the spool can't do that because it's frozen on. So we'll see what we can do. I think we can get that one out there fishing again. And then there was a third one. And the third one seems to be the promising one of all. It spins relatively freely. It's got a handle knob that turns. It's complete without much damage. All of this chrome tarnishing will certainly clean up. And in this case, when you go in the free spool here, you've got the free spool, but it's dragging. And that's usually just dried grease. Again, not as severe as this where it's locked on, but it's not allowing it to complete the cycle. That's why it's got a partial spin to it. One more Penn, definitely a parts reel. This is a Penn 285 Delmar, missing a screw on this side, broken side plate here. You will not find replacements for these. The only way you'll find replacements for the 9 gear side plate of the 85 or the 285 generally is to buy a replacement spool. Also on this, we have the chip spool. This is the problem with those plastic spools. When they do take a blow, they chip. Chipping is going to let the water inside the reel here. You could go ahead and use this spool, but if you had any intention of selling the reel, well, that's a stop right there. That's a hard stop. Somebody will look at that and say, I don't want it with a broken spool. Spools for the 85, the 285, and the Model 60 are all interchangeable, so you could find a spool for any one of those that will work. And I'm viewing this as pretty much a parts reel. Here's a Kencor. I haven't seen one of these in a little while. It's the Kencor with the missing badge. I like the Kencors. They're Japanese-made reels. I do have a problem with this one in that the free spool release lever is missing its little stud on top of it. But other than that, I think this reel is going to be okay. Let's tighten down the drag and see if it's turning. Yeah, it's turning, but it's turning hard. Not sure what the issue is. There we go. Backed off the bearing and it seems to be working fine. Bring it this way. We have a free spool. So we're going to have to fashion something with this. Have to figure out what to do. So a bush fix on this one would be to drill a small hole in the lever here and attach a screw with a nut on it, maybe a fat nut. I don't know if I have one of those close by here. It's never where you want them when you want them. But there's screws out there that have those Teflon nuts on them that would stick out, and that would enable you to do a thumb release on this. So we'll see. And then I'm sure Chris is going to be a fan of these. I found a Daiwa 7000C that seems to be in fine working condition. It's complete. A little bit of chrome loss, beast of a reel, and we'll certainly clean that one up and make sure that that one goes fishing again. And then a cousin of that one, here's the 400X Daiwa. And from what I have a kind of a noisy one here, and I'm not sure what's causing that noise. It may just be lack of lubrication, or we may have a bad bearing, but for 3/4 of the turn here, I'm not hearing a bad bearing. The shafts are tight. So I'm going to say that there's something in this series here that's probably just needs grease. So those are the reels I found. Again, I think I averaged $10 a reel maybe, and they wanted a whole lot more than that, but got some projects to work on, got some reels that will be given a second chance, and got some reels like this one which will give other reels a second chance. So if you like them, again, please subscribe, hit the notification button, and when I post the work on these projects, whether it's trying to fit up the handle on this one, rebuild this one, maybe I can find that bearing adjuster, whatever it is, if you hit those notification buttons, you'll see when I'm working on that reel, and you'll be able to watch that video. If you like the video, please indicate that, and if you have any questions on these reels or any reels in particular, please leave them in the comment section. I'll be happy to respond to you and answer those questions. Doesn't have to be on this reel. Maybe you're working on a reel and you're stuck. I'll try to get you unstuck. So finally, to wrap this up, please stay safe, stay well, stay watching, and have a great day. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle.